JC Kitchens and Bathrooms. I just like to explain to my followers and anybody who follows me on TikTok know that I keep a clean page. I have no swearing, no negativity, only positivity. If you can't be positive, don't write it out on my profile because I'll block you. Simple as that. I don't need you. You don't need to be on it. You're blocked. Simple as that. Apart from that, right, we're cracking on today. So what I've done, because that side was too tight, and the issue was when you're pulling this out, what would have happened is the door would have been scratching against that wall there. So I said no. So what I've done, we were going to swap the meter to a 900, but now what I decided, we come this morning, I thought we could just take this out. So I took all this out, took the 450s off, and I'm swapping the 450s, we're going to put them into that corner, and then that'll allow a 50mm fillet into corner. Everything's going to work beautiful. The bin is in the centre of the kitchen then, instead of being in somewhere else, like wrong, you know what I mean? So a little setback, but the overall finish of the kitchen is going to be better. Because the last thing you want to be doing, I know this, you could have jammed it in there and fit it, but when you're pulling it out, it would have caught on that edge there, on this corner. So when you're pulling this door out here, because the unit would have been flat up against that wall, you would have been pulling it out and it would have been catching on that. And because have you seen the colour of the kitchen? It's going to be this dark blue. That would have started rubbing off, and then Chris would have been on phone to me. Mickey, doors are rubbing off, what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? Once you've done it, it's too late, isn't it? So what you've got to do is you've got to think about it. It didn't work, so we thought about it. All we did this morning, there were two options. We were going to swap this to a 900 and swap that to a 900, but then we would have had a 100mm fillet on the end. Instead, we've used what we've had in the kitchen. We've made taking that out, taking that 450 out and putting the 500 in there and putting the 450 in there. When we measured it all up, we thought that we would get it, and we would get it, but when you think about it realistically, when the door pulls out, that corner post is out like 5mm, it would have started rubbing and we would have just had complications. So we changed it from now, sorted it all back up. Now what we're going to do, I won't show you all this because of my videos, it took 24 hours to upload that. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do the exact same as up there, but on there I'm going to use 4-inch screws, boom, straight into that wall, fix that line across, fix this line across. The sink unit, what I'll do is I'll show you a bit more about the sink unit, because if people are doing it, very easy way of doing it. I've got my hot and cold there. I'm going to bang the unit in, I'm going to mark my pipes, drill neat holes, mark the wall, and then I'm just going to bring them straight into it, so it'll look nice and tidy. And apart from that, it's bang on. So as you can see what I've done, I've gone across the top, I found where the timber is in them walls, and then I've gone all the way on every join with the brackets. Now, they're what I've screwed in, the size. Now I've screwed that into each one of them legs, yeah? Into each one of them legs. Same on the wall units up there. Up there. Because if you only can get into this panel here, you're only screwing into that. If you screw onto that, as you can see, I've screwed straight into that. That way, we know that them wallies are held up nicely, solid. So we know it's screwed up solid. Now these, people say, well, these should be alright, but if you look on YouTube, kitchen units falling off walls, they fall off the wall. Now, these are only as good as whoever's put them in. And I'm sorry, I've worked in a lot of places where there's a lot of wing nuts about, and I won't trust them to turn me ban on. Do you know what I mean? So basically, you're taking this, potentially these could kill someone. If they come off, they could kill someone. So you're risking that on someone else who's put that in. And chances are, it'll be a young lad in a warehouse who's not even bothered. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't do it, it's up to you. But if you do it, you know for a fact, now, I can climb on that, and you know them units are never ever going to go down. Only took me 10 minutes to do it, but peace of mind, safety. I know for a fact they're never going to move. The bottom ones I don't need to do, because when we tile it, because these are full back, the tiles will get tiled right up to there, and that all the way there. So we've just supported it all the way around. Bish bash bosh, job done. 10 minutes. I would not rely just on them brackets, personally. The people who have relied on them, if you go into YouTube and type in kitchen units falling off walls, you'll see them. That's what happens. And if you're underneath it, or if your young one's underneath it, brown bread, 5 or 10. So it's belts and braces, it's just a bit safer. So for the sink unit, whoever did the plumbing on this has done it bang on. So it'll be nice and tidy. So the pipework comes up through the floor, underneath there. So all we can do, I've got the unit. I haven't fixed it to that other side yet. Got the unit, made sure it's bang level, all directions, make sure it's pushed up. I'm going to bring my pipe up, always on the left, cold, always on the right. I'm going to bring my pipe through there. I've done them wide apart because it's M2O, because the elbows are bigger. So if you did them closer, when you put the elbows on, it'd be pushing it out. So you'd be straining them. So spread it across like that. 2 nice neat holes straight through the unit there. Then when you drill them through this unit here, drill it into the, keep drilling and mark the back of the wall. Then we can lift the unit out, we can cut as a M2O pipe, we know exactly the right height of them, we'll cut them, put the unit back and it'll push through. Now for the sink waste, what I'm going to do is, because this is on an external wall and there's no wasting for it, so what I'll do is, I'll just wait until we fit the sink, and as soon as we fit the sink, straight off the trap, I'll just drill a nice neat hole there, get my core drill out, and I'll core an hole straight through the wall, straight to the outside, and then run it straight down to the drain. So it'll all be nice and neat. You'll have them 2 pipes isolated there, coming straight along there, straight to your tap, because the tap's going to have flexes on it. I don't know where they want it, but wherever they want it, the flex will just swoop round. None of these flexes, people worry about flexes bursting. The only time a flex will burst is if you don't put it in properly. So when you put a flex in, it needs to be sloping, or you can loop it, but you can't bend it. When you bend it, what happens is the metal starts fraying, and inside that metal, it's like an inner tube, and once the metal starts fraying, that's when it punches the inner tube, and obviously it leaks out, because the metal will split, and then because the water's coming through, it's like an inner tube and it's pushing it out, catches on the metal, splits, and that's what that's how you end up with a burst flex. Now the flexes, there's no I haven't fitted tap for at least maybe 5 years now without a flex on it. They all come with flexes. They are safe. The only time they're not safe is if you install it incorrectly and you kink it. If you kink it, it ruins the metal on it, and that in turn makes it burst and leak. Just as long as it's looped round. Say if you're putting a tap in on existing pipework and it's too tight and you've kinked it and put it on, I see it all the time. What you should do is, instead of kinking it and putting it on, you should loop it round. Don't matter what it looks like. It's better to be safe than sorry. Loop it in a nice loop, then onto it. Don't try and bend it and kink it out somewhere else and then connect it, because that's when it's leaking. That's when you're bursting them. It needs to be a loop, round, down, on, and you'll never have a problem. Unless it's a dodgy fitting. But I ain't seen a dodgy fitting yet. Do you know what I mean? Chances are there will be, because nothing in life's perfect, but chances are if you loop them and never kink them, they will never leak. And there you see, there's this pipe that is going to loop straight round to that up. That is just going to loop straight round to its cold. We're going to bring it through the unit, and then for the waste is going to be around here somewhere, and we'll go straight out there. It's not going to affect the pipe work, it's not going to hit the pipe work. Once we cut them off, put some elbows on, I just nail some clips on there to stop it from rattling. Sometimes when you turn the tap on and the force of the water goes through, the pipe will rattle. You stick one clip in it and it'll be fine. Or the other option, you can put it back. In fact, I won't tell you that option because there'll be a lot of cynics. So we'll keep that option for Mickey's secret tips. They can come later dates. So we're going to put an elbow, and then all we have to do is lift that unit back on. Pipes will go through, beautiful. Right, plumbing's in, all we have to do is clamp it up, 2 stop valves. Wherever the sink goes, we'll go down straight into it. Turn it on there. We'll have a dishwasher underneath here. I don't know if I'm going to bring it into unit or if we'll just leave it underneath floor. We'll see how it is. It depends what end on dishwasher. If it's right massive, we'll leave it in. If it's not, we'll bring it up and we'll put a dishwasher valve on there. John Guest one, again, nice and neat. Nice and neat in it. Job done. So then for the dishwasher, what we've got, these are the dishwasher access panel. This is the exact size what you want. So at the back there, it's easy done because you can screw it through the sides, but here where you've got panels on there, you can't do it. So what I do is I drill an hole at back, and then I'm going to use some mitre glue. I'm going to wipe that side with my stuff, put my glue on there, then I'm going to put it in place, and then I'm going to put a screw in it to make sure it doesn't pull off. Right, so watch your fingers because this glue's fast. Which fingers leak? Don't glue that fast, does it? I blame Lee there because he got in my way, you know what I mean? Get it in place first. Better. That's no good. Pass me that other one up there, please. That is no good. peak tongue wrong. Now I could have just quite easily left that, couldn't I? But no. Better. Know why I took that out? So when that dropped on the floor there, see that? It's bending. So I'll put that there. Put that in there. These two at the front. Put a lid on it. Oh yeah. And then feel that, pull it tighter, can't move. And then with these back ends, I've already screwed that one. Screw it like that. Like so. And there we go. One dishwasher. All we have to do is make sure it's level. Beautiful. And then what you've got to check, this is vital. This is vital. Know why it's vital? Because if that gap don't meet that gap, when you're looking down it, it's going to be peak tongue. Beautiful. So now that's right, I'm going to get Tommy Lee to get moving small level. I'm going to put a level on the back of it, and then I'm going to put some L-shaped brackets into the back of this, into the back of that, to fix it. Make sure that is level that way, level that way. Beautiful, just beautiful. Just need a little tweak. Same with that. That's it. Now, put some L-shaped brackets on there. And then jobs are done. I'll just show you these. That's what we're going to put. Screw them into the wall, and then onto the side of the unit. The unit can't move, and then dishwasher can go in whenever we want. And that's it. So for the island, 3 units. Make sure you screw them together nice and tight. And then we're going to whack a panel on there, whack a panel on there, and then we've got a longer panel. For some reason the panel's 2 meters, so we're going to have to cut it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide the cut behind the two end panels at the back, and then you're not going to see it. So now, like as planning and preparation, what we did is we put all the panels to one side so they were easy got to. And then my mate, I tell you, should I show you what he's done? Just let me show what you've done. Let me just show what you've done, Lee. My mate, all the planning and preparation, and goes and stacks everything on top of them. What did we say in this first video? We'll stack the panels to one side because we'll be using them. So then what does he do? Goes and stacks everything on top of it after it. Now what I could have done is I could have stopped him and said, what are you doing? But I didn't, because they never learn, do they? So what I've done is I've let him do it, and now he has to move it all to get me two panels. Well, I just wait. If I smoked cigars, I would have had a cigar now, but I don't smoke cigars. I could have a little power nap. It's tiring going back to work, you know what I mean? Is it tiring, Lee? Half of that stuff I don't even know what it's for. He's found it somewhere and stacked it up on it. So we're going to get these panels, put them on there, different colour to this kitchen. So it's going to look completely different, look beautiful.